It's BigBear77 back at you with a real quick video. I've already had to step away once today because doing this video and redoing it now because I just busted out coughing really bad. But I'm going to try to get through this. This is my Raw review for the 3rd of April. I will have a SmackDown review up later tonight. Hopefully I'll have a thank you Taker video up to in respect to Undertaker. But let's just get right into it. Let's just get through this. I'm still not feeling 100%, but feeling a lot better than I was the past couple days. So, if you guys saw my WrestleMania video, if you haven't, go check it out. But in WrestleMania review, you can see I was not feeling good at all. So, that's why this is going up on Wednesday instead of, Tuesday morning. First up, we open up the show with a little video clip for the Undertaker, and then the fans were chanting, "Thank you, Taker." Thought it was but they kept chanting, and then Roman Reigns comes down, and you knew the moment Roman Reigns came down, WWE took Roman Reigns in one night as a superstar that was hated to the most hated superstar, it seemed like. The boos got loud. I mean, it was crazy. The Raw after Mania is always crazy. The fans are really energized. They just got done watching a great show, usually the night before. And let's just say that set the night before the stage, that was awesome. The energy in the building, in the arena was awesome. In the Sugar Bowl was awesome. Everything was awesome in it. And that carries over into Monday night. So the crowd was already into it. They're booing. They're calling him all kinds of names. Roman said they're soaking it in. And then he has these words to say. "This is my yard now." That's it. That's all he had to say. But thank you, Taker, for your commitment and the memories. But yeah. Roman, it's his yard now, is according to him. So it's what it is, right? Moving on, we had the Hardy Boys back in action. They were defending against Gallows and Anderson. Now, if you did not watch WrestleMania or my WrestleMania review, the Hardy Boys showed up at WrestleMania in the ladder match. Team Extreme, pretty much, that gimmick. Jumping off, doing all these. It was awesome. It was awesome. But the Hardy Boys defending and winning against Gallows and Anderson. Love seeing them back in action. Mustafa Ali versus Neville. I'm usually not too excited about this type of a match, but it's nice to see some of these other cruiserweights getting a shot to show the talent against a guy like Neville, or any of the cruiserweight top dogs. He came out with a lot of energy, just as much energy as the crowd had. We knew it was going to be Neville in the end, but it was a decent match. But it's not one of those cruiserweight matches where I would sit there and say I could watch this match 10 times in a row. But it was a match. Nevertheless, that wasn't completely garbage, right? Next up, we have Vince McMahon showing up in the limousine. Now, remember, guys, if any of this is out of order and this isn't how it went on the show, I don't do things in order on this, so I'm sorry. But Vince shows up, gets out of the limousine. We go to commercial break. When we come back, Vince comes down, gets in the ring, thanks the fans, and then he said we're going to have a shakeup on Raw and SmackDown next week, where superstars could end up on different shows. I like this concept. I like the shakeup because now you get to end feuds that maybe didn't work, maybe the failed feuds, or feuds that have ran their course. You could break up those feuds and maybe bring in new guys to start new feuds. Plus, if you had ideals of breaking up any teams, any stables, anything like that, this is your time to do it, or putting stables back together, like by bringing AJ Styles to Raw, could put their group back together. Same with Dean Ambrose and the boys get back together. You could see the show back together. I know. Don't expect that. So I like it. I do. hoping that I don't have that cough again. But also, he said that his daughter will be out for some time. The fans were really into it, like I said. But they were chanting all kinds of stuff. And he said that bloodthirsty, whatever. But he said there is no GM. There's no commissioner for a while. He has to name someone to the GM position. And he did. Kurt Angle. I'm really happy about this because I did call it when Kurt Angle was going into the Hall of Fame. When they announced Kurt Angle going to the Hall of Fame, I said he could be the next GM of Raw. Because I knew Mick Foley was going to sit down eventually. That's why I was too upset. Maybe a lot of people were upset with how they handled it. But, that's part of the storyline. So it's cool to see Kurt Angle back in WWE doing some stuff. So next up we had New Day come down. And they were waiting for their opponents. And folks, the Monday night or the Raw and SmackDown Live following Mania is usually our call-ups from NXT. And this was no different. The Revival, they're on Raw. They come down. And this is what's to make this whole thing interesting, because usually Mania or the 2 nights after, you see these call-ups, right? Well, we didn't really have a call-up. We had a returning with the Hardy Boys at Mania. With this call-up, this tag team division on Raw outdoes SmackDown's by a long shot. But with the mix-up, the little shake-up that we're going to have next week, we could see any of these teams go anywhere. So, we're excited about that. But the Revival, of course, wins. You don't call someone up on the debut and then have them lose. That's just weak. But they put all the tag teams on notice in the WWE. So, next up we had Bayley, Sasha Banks, and Dana Brooks taking on Charlotte Flair, Nia Jax, and Emma. Yes, Emma's back. She came down. It ends up with Sasha Banks submitting Charlotte Flair. Charlotte Flair gets up. She's blaming everybody but herself, as always. Pushes Emma, then turns to Nia Jax, pushes Nia Jax, pushes her again, pushes her pretty much over the limit. Nia Jax snaps. Boom. Emma gets out of the ring as fast as she can, pretty much. And she just destroys Charlotte Flair. Set up a possible feud? Maybe. Next up, we had Brock Lesnar come down. Paul Heyman was calling out Roman Reigns, seeing how Brock and Roman are the only 2 to beat Undertaker at WrestleMania. That maybe that's a sign of what should happen. And see who's the better man. And then Braun Strowman comes out and pretty much puts Brock Lesnar on notice and confronts him. I thought it was a very good segment. So yeah. Next up, we had Sami Zayn. I wanted to talk to Sami Zayn and Jinder Mahal. Sami Zayn was back in the back talking to the new general manager of Raw, Kurt Angle. And he was just trying to set some points out. Trying to kiss butt, I guess you would say. And here comes Jinder Mahal wanting to talk to the new general manager. Well, it ends up, Kurt Angle says, I don't know how you guys did it in the past, but how we do it is we settle things in that ring. Sent the 2 guys out in the ring and had a fight. I thought it was a very good fight. Sami Zayn with the victory, by the way. So, Enzo and Big Cass come out and talk to Angle. I thought this was a great segment. It was funny. It got me laughing. They were saying things and he said they're going, Kurt's like looking off at the space at times. I thought it was a very good interaction between the 2. But they won in a number 1 contendership. And so Cesaro Sheamus versus Enzo and Big Cass. Cesaro and Sheamus win. They're the number 1 contenders. Now I want to talk about Kevin Owens and Samoa Joe. They were set to take on Chris Jericho and Seth Rollins in a tag team match. But Kevin Owens and Samoa Joe attacked Chris Jericho in the back. And Kurt Angle said there's no way Chris Jericho could compete. So he will pick Seth Rollins' opponent or whatever, or tag team partner or whatever. So Samoa Joe and KO's down there. Seth Rollins comes walking down. Who's it going to be? We all knew it was going to happen. Some of us thought it would happen at WrestleMania. It did not. But we knew at some point it would be involved in this little feud that's going on. Because that's how they have had it on the live shows. Yeah. Finn Balor comes out. That was an awesome return for Finn Balor. Way to go with that. 2 thumbs up for that. Very good match too. Last but not least, I wanted to talk about, I think it's Raw Talk. I think it was really been off air. I'm not too for sure about everything. But anyways, Bill Goldberg addressed the crowd and pretty much said goodbye for now. For now, he said you never know who's going to be next. Whatever. He just went on and on, addressed him with the son by his side. Thought it was a very good moment. Thank you, Bill Goldberg, for all the childhood memories you gave me. And I have a lot. But then at the end, he grabs the mic one more time and he says, one more thing, never say never. So he's leaving the door wide open to a possible return at some point. But for now, he is leaving. So if you never return, Goldberg, thank you. If you do return, I'll be waiting. So that's all I got. Everything's in the description. Hit that like button, comment, whatever. I'm going to get on out of here. I got a SmackDown review to get into too soon. Whatever. So it's Wednesday. I'm tired. I'm getting over being sick. But this is Big Bear signing out. Peace.